What time it is?
Podcast time.
All right. Mark, are you there with me?
Oh yeah. Hey, do I look skinnier now than I did, or do I look more bloated?
I don't know.
than
I
the
would say you
intro?
probably look more bloated. Hey, we're gonna have some
Oh,
technical
my
difficulties
God.
here for a second. Let's ask the community here if we've got mic audio, because I just realized about halfway through that my monitor wasn't working, so I don't even know if we can hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you as well, but let me see if I can figure out why I don't have any kind of monitor here. How's your week going, Mark?
Wonderful. I mean, it's been an interesting long week, and
Well,
only
tell
have
me
one
about it.
day
What's
off.
going on with your interesting
Oh,
long
my
week?
Gosh, working too much. Then Friday I was effectively all alone, so that was delightful. Has
Okay.
anyone told us if we have audio yet?
Okay. I think we do. I think we're good. I just figured out my my monitor problem, so we should be good. Any
Okay.
any chatters yet in our little chat thing?
Yeah,
I don't know. If
we
we
can
do.
we can hear you
Good,
both. We're all good.
Hi guys.
All right.
Welcome to a Sunday. It's been a
Chris
while.
knows how computers work. We've never had a
Oh, I
video
have no
problem,
audio now.
which
I
is
lost it again. Mark, what's going on, buddy? I don't know why I lost you. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere at all. I don't know about you, but I'm having fun, man. How do you feel?
I don't think I'm having any fun. I'm very
Still
upset
not
with you
there.
right
What
now.
is going on with this thing?
I'm watching
All
our
right, I might have
viewership
to-
just go to nothing.
All right, let me know if he echoes, guys. Let me know if Mark's echoing. For whatever reason, I'm not getting proper sound set up. For the record,
Still
every
can hear
single
you
time,
both.
every single time that we start this back up again, I lose my audio settings. Can I hear you now?
Well, I can hear you now.
All right. What about now? Can you hear me now?
I can hear you
Nope,
now.
Still can't hear it. I don't understand it. What's going on here?
So you can't hear what I'm
Got Mike
saying?
there. This is ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to have to go back with this. I just don't want to lose. I don't want to get an echo. Is Mark echoing?
No echo.
All right, we're going to trust that this is working. I feel
That's
bad
fine.
if it's not, because I am super out of practice, man. All right,
Well, that's
so
okay.
let's go back where we were.
Speaking
Back
of
to where we were.
practice, how's your marathon going? How's the training?
My marathon training is not going well, Mark.
Okay.
I realized at one point that I have to work on my cycling as well, because I have a 500-mile charity bike ride coming in September, and the marathon's not until October. So I have to make sure to plan for
Oh
both.
boy.
Yeah.
So you're turning an Ironman. Are you ever gonna go swimming or anything? Just gonna no.
I came very close one time to jumping in the water for an Ironman, and I pulled back out of it. In fact, I don't need these anymore, so I'm going to take these off. I was suited up. I was wearing a wetsuit. I was on the shore. I was ready to go, and then there was a lightning storm, and they canceled the whole event. So that was my one shot at doing a triathlon, and it did not happen. So I think the universe was telling me to stay the hell away from it.
Is that because you're too old now, or what? I mean, what's changed?
No, I don't think I'm too old. I think I'm actually right in a prime age for that kind of stuff. I like cycling. I like running. I don't feel the need to jump in the water and do that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? You know what you love.
That's
Do
right.
it.
Well,
So-
tell us what catch us up to where we are, Mark. I'm going to give you the
Okay,
screen for a second.
so since the last time we were together, I mean, you've probably had some marriage-related, happiness, I guess. Let's keep it PG. We booked a cruise. We booked a pretty important cruise for both of us, I think. So Disney Wish, they did a reveal a few weeks ago, and Here we are. Let's talk about it. Let's figure out what's going on with the Disney Wish.
Sounds
We
like a
both
good idea.
booked the same cruise. We're right next to each other. We're on the 10th. It looks like the 10th cruise after the inaugural cruise, the maiden voyage, from July 18th to the 22nd. It's a 4-night cruise, and it includes Castaway Cay, Nassau, and we get a full day at sea, which was really important to me because if we're getting on a new ship, we want to explore it, see what's going on. And this gives us that opportunity to see all little nooks and crannies and spaces and
Right.
new things that they've changed. And oh man, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm looking
looks
forward to it as
amazing.
well.
I mean, I've been looking at the deck plans over and over and over again. And the one thing that really surprised me, did you notice there's no club area for the adults?
I thought there was.
There isn't. They've moved the bars. The bars are all separate. Like the Rose is in one spot. The what is the hyperspace? The Star Wars bar is in a different place. It doesn't look like they have that setup like they do on the other cruise ships.
You mean like what do they call that? The city or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, and each ship has a different area, but they give it a name. And how cool is that? I mean, it's like we get this brand new experience. They're redoing the way that the cruises actually go, and how things are set up, and they're really rethinking their format. The one thing I will say is that's how a lot of the other cruise lines have gone. Look at the Royal Caribbean; their ships are set up that way, so you can kind of wander about. You can hop in and out of bars or restaurants here and there and everywhere.
Yep.
So instead of centrally locating everything, Disney's kind of going to the industry standard at this point.
Which is good.
That's fine. That's fine. Sometimes you expect some innovation, and I think we're going to get to that innovation here pretty quick with all of their new shows. And man, it looks super cool. And then we have our first ride at sea. What do you think about that? Maybe that's a good place to start.
Yeah,
with the Aquamouse.
I am definitely looking forward to that. We got some pictures here. Let me see if I can find that picture. There it is, right there. Oh, it's went away on me. So this is the Aquamouse right here that you're seeing on screen, and this is like Mark said, it's basically a roller coaster at sea. It's going to allow you to go up right in that where that kid is looking away. I don't know why he's looking backward as you're about to go up, but it actually goes out even further over the edge of the deck than it does in on other ships. Because I mean, it's similar to the Aqueduct, except this one's got the propelled upward that the Aqueduct was only allowing gravity to do. But this is actually using jets to send you upward in these climbs, kind of like you would get on a roller coaster. I am really looking forward to that.
Well, and it really does look like a roller coaster. I mean, the Aqueduct is definitely it's definitely a water slide more than anything. There's a few jets that kind of push you along, but you're designed to get wet. When I look at these ride vehicles, as we'll call them now,
Sure.
The tubes, I mean, you got a whole back on there. I mean, the ladies almost look like she's wearing just like normal clothes. I mean, is this going to be something where you don't even get wet? It's just going to be an experience.
I'm
I'm curious about that. I hope we get. I mean, you're in the Bahamas. I mean, you're gonna want to get wet. Maybe in Alaska.
I am not thinking that's going to be a possibility. I think better than not, there's going to be a real. You're going to get quite wet on that thing, and I actually doubt. I actually doubt that that's the final ride vehicle that we're going to see when we go. They'll probably have something very similar, the very similar easy and out tubes, but who knows? Maybe not. Maybe that's exactly what we'll use.
Easy out tubes. You ever seen me get out of one?
I have, as a matter of fact. I absolutely have.
Not good. That's not easy out. So, and then there's a full new Mickey Mouse short. So it's the cartoon.
Yeah, it plays while you're on it.
It's a brand new short designed for this, just like the Runaway Railway in Disney World.
Gotcha.
So you're getting a new short. I mean, the only place you'll really see it is right there. It just looks super cool. Great place to start with this. I mean, that's like, that's what's going to draw you in. You're going to get this, new experience on a cruise ship, one that you've never ever seen before. And it's Disney. I mean, it can't be bad, right?
They have, I don't know about that can't be bad. They have doubled down on this new Mickey animation style, which I know you are not a fan of, and I am also not a fan of. But for whatever reason, Disney is not letting it go. They are just owning it and keeping it. It appears forever. But that's okay. That's Disney's choice. It's Disney's property. Disney can do what Disney wants to do.
It has grown on me a bit. It's not as horrific as I had once thought it was, but yeah, you're right. It's not the most fantastic thing I've ever seen. That's for sure.
No.
But I mean, that's going to be amazing. I mean, there's a couple of spots on the ship where you don't know what's going on. They're Imagineering still working on them.
Okay.
I'm still hoping for some sort of interactive experience, maybe a VR type experience like they used to have in downtown Disney and Disney Springs.
Well, they did
I
say
think that could happen.
They did say that there was. They recognized that people were upset about the fact that there was a Star Wars area for children on the Dream, but not for adults.
Right.
So if they're answering that call, then they're going to be very aware that they need to start adding some more interactive things for adults.
Yeah, but that's the bar. I mean, they gave you a bar with a window out to hyperspace lounge.
Right. I'm saying though, there's probably going to be some more playful interactive things because the Dream really didn't have much for adults to do. It was all the activity stuff was definitely geared toward kids. It was only alcohol and like water for adults really. And they really do need to get away from that.
Agreed. I mean, other than the pools, that was pretty much all you had. So now, hey, no complaints here. I mean, we spent a lot of time in those pools, but if we can get something interactive like that, designed for adults and kids, which I mean, quite frankly, if we want to go back to the beginning of Disney, that was Walt Disney's way. He didn't want to be sitting there watching his kids on the carousel. So you can take it all the way back there and realize, hey, you know what? This is the way it started. I'll started with that mouse there too, and
That's right.
we'll go from there. So yeah, so it looks super cool. I'm hoping some of those areas are set for adults and kids, and quite frankly, I think there should be some areas that are set aside like that for adults as well. Because there are a lot of people that go on cruises like we do with no kids. We're not unique in that regard, not even at all. We're not a bit. So what do you think? Do you think we're going to get new experiences? Do you think we're going to get something like that? Or are we going to get shortchanged again?
No, I think if nothing else, Disney pays attention to, and here's the Star Wars lounge we were talking about. I think Disney pays attention to what people say. And I do believe that people have been saying for quite some time that they were miffed, if nothing else, that Disney had a Star Wars interactive area for children. They did not have one for adults, and that it was as popular with adults on the visit the club days. Early at sea than it was with the.
There was a line,
children. But the adult only areas, whether it's Apollo Apollo's not really an adult only area, but like the high themed restaurants, Quiet Cove that you're seeing on the screen right here, which I like this. So what they've done here is they've taken the Cove bar. And they flipped it around so it's facing the adult area now instead of you having to walk all the way around that part of the deck to get to the bar. Keep the bar facing the adult area. It's genius.
But even if you don't have it facing the adult area, it's at the very back of the ship. All of it is. You don't have a place where kids are walking through.
Right.
They can't walk through now.
That was the problem with it before, yeah. So
right. So that's a huge thing. So it looks amazing. I can't tell by any of the mock-ups if there's actually a Cove bar inside, like the coffee shop like they have on the other ships.
Sure.
So, I mean, we'll see. There's room behind there if that's what they want to do, but it would be kind of odd to have that bar separate with everything else. So, hey, we'll see. I mean, it's exciting to see changes. It's exciting to see. That infinity pool terrifies me. Holy crap. I'm not sure that's not. I think we'll see.
So let's talk. Okay. Let's talk real quick. So that's the cruise next year. So we are also booked for a cruise this August, which we are. Although I think we've come to some conclusions at this point now. But up until now, we didn't know for sure if we were going to even go on this cruise. For those that are wondering, we are scheduled for a three-night Dream cruise. On the 20th to the 23rd, Bahamian cruise, stop in Nassau, stop in Castaway Cay like they normally do. So Disney's getting ready to launch their first trial run. Carnival has already done theirs, and we saw what happened with Carnivals. They came back with 2 COVID positive cases, outlier cases, vaccinated but still were able to contract.
That was
COVID.
Royal, wasn't it?
Was that?
That was Royal.
Was it Royal Caribbean Carnival? They are all the same to me. It doesn't really matter.
I think they both had a similar experience.
Which and that doesn't bother me so much as the news that I read today, and I immediately called you. So somehow this has slipped through the cracks. Maybe somebody else watching tonight heard this already, but for the time being, for the foreseeable future, if you do choose to go on a cruise while COVID is still a danger. You have to quarantine, mandatory quarantine for 7 days after coming off the cruise. Even with a negative COVID test, you have to quarantine. So we have plans to go to Disney World after the cruise.
Hold on. They changed it.
When did they change it?
May 5th, updated May 5th.
That they don't have to quarantine afterward?
If you are fully vaccinated, get tested 3 to 5 days after your trip. If your test is positive, isolate yourself. Self-monitor for 14 days. You do not need to stay home and self-quarantine after cruise travel. If you are not fully vaccinated, you must stay home for 7 days after cruise travel. So that is from the CDC website. I'm on there right now.
So that's what we got to verify, because I read something just today.
I mean,
saying
that's
that even
CDC,
if you were vaccinated, you have to quarantine for 7 days.
I mean, this is pretty clear, and it was updated on May 5th. So I think we're in the clear as far as that's concerned. But I think the bigger question is, are they actually going to cruise? Are they going to actually sail?
Yeah.
I mean, Disney's already announced they're not going to Alaska at all. There's other cruise lines that are. So, I mean, they're not going to even try that. They're not even going to try and go out of Seattle, and this isn't going to happen for them. So I wonder if you're going to see a few San Diego cruises might take its place if things get up and running.
Sure.
But just to pull out completely out of Alaska until next year, that's pretty crazy, especially when all these other cruise ships or cruise lines have lobbied the government to get the ability to do that. I mean, can you imagine how many cruise ships are going to be in my home city of Seattle? This is going to be crazy.
Right. Well, the other question is, so Disney used to sail out of Galveston. Have they been doing that recent years, or do they stop?
Yes, and then they went to New Orleans for a year, and then I believe they're going back to Galveston. I don't know if there's going to be any New Orleans cruises. Okay. They did the same thing with Alaska. They sailed out of Seattle 1 year. Every other year they've sailed out of Vancouver. So I mean, right. So they have the option of changing things. It's not, it's not locked in, and there's plenty of ports on the West Coast as far as that's concerned for Alaska.
And there's plenty on the East Coast as well, even for the Bahamas.
Absolutely.
In the fall, they do the cruises out of New York City too. So
well, and I heard something interesting about that too, because we all know about Florida's requirements about no vaccine passports, no requirements to say anything. And the cruise lines are going to have to go with that because that's the law in Florida. But it sounds like
keep in mind, it's not a law. There's a fine. There's a fine involved, and they might be willing to pay that fine in order to not have to jump through the CDC rules.
Didn't he sign it into law?
Yeah, but it's not a law meaning like you're going to get arrested. It means that they have to pay a fine. Right. And
but it's about the cruise line.
Yeah.
Well, and they may even shut them down. It may not even be a fine. It may just be you're not going.
No. It's a fine. It's a fine situation. They can't actually control that's a government thing. It's like a federal government thing, not a state thing with those ports. They can't stop the cruise line from sailing, but they can fine them for doing something against that policy. So at least that was my understanding.
Well, and that was interesting what I was reading today from, I believe it was Royal Caribbean, was saying they would they'd be happy to follow the rules of the state of Florida, but if you're not vaccinated, you're paying for your tests. You're getting tested every day.
Right.
It's going to be a nightmare to cruise. So you're not going to want to. I mean, it's just simply that. Unless you're made of millions of dollars, you're just not going to want to do it because it's going to be such a hassle.
Sure.
Whereas if you're vaccinated, they're going to make it very simple for you to walk through the door and get on their ship. So while they can't, change anything with the rules in the state of Florida, they can certainly, take those things, and there's some loopholes that they can, really take advantage of. And I think that's what they're going to end up doing.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. Absolutely. So yeah,
and they should.
So we all have a decision to make, me, you, Angela, and Jessica and the boys, as to whether or not we are going to. Did you do the other thing that I had already done?
Yeah. Yes. We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah. Okay.
That's for another show. Let's yes, I did that.
Yeah. The other thing that we've got. So that's the cruise situation. But we are, like I said, we are going to Disney World afterward. Disney World just announced, was it yesterday or 2 days ago, that starting June 15th.
June 15th.
No more masks unless you're on Disney transportation, the buses, the monorail, and the Skyliner. And that is it. Other than that, you can go into restaurants, you can go in queues for rides, in the rides. The rumor is July 15th for fireworks. We'll see if that actually comes through.
Well, they're testing. They're doing lots of testing.
They've been testing. They've been testing for several weeks now. My local Florida Disney resident fans have heard the fireworks going off at night while they've been testing them. So,
which I'm sure is wonderful if you live there. I'd absolutely hate that.
Well, I mean, you got to live pretty close to hear the fireworks at night. I think, Jeannie, you're close enough to hear them at night, right? But I am pretty excited about the concept of going back to Disney for the first time since January of 2020 and not having to wear a mask. I'm pretty damn happy about that because I'm going to have a rental vehicle. You're going to have a rental vehicle. So we don't have to worry
Well, and
about any of that.
it was miserable last October, and it wasn't even that warm. I mean, when you're on the surface of the sun in August, as I like to call
Yeah.
it, then I
'Cause
mean,
we were there 2 years ago in August, and it is brutal.
And I work outside, and we're still wearing masks. So I mean, I effectively work in whatever temperature it is. We had a couple 80-degree days, and I thought about it already this year, and I'm like, my God, how did I make it last year? Because when I leave work after 11 hours, my eyes are burning. It's just sweat everywhere, and my face is disgusting. So hopefully that ends for us here as well in Washington. June 30th, I believe, is the last day for our mask mandates in the state.
Nice.
I know and it's funny, and I didn't want to go all political and talk about this stuff in this episode, but I'm actually curious. So if you go into a grocery store now in New York where you're at, what do you think the percentage of masks you see?
Way down now. So I have a unique situation. I was the first day that you did not have to wear masks if you were vaccinated. I went to Wegmans. Wegmans is our big grocery chain here, the popular one. That's they're one of the best employers in the country. So anyway, I went in there day one. I was one, and it was a full grocery store. I was one of probably only 5 people not wearing a mask. And then over the course of the next week or so, I saw several more, but it was still less than 10%. Less than 10% of the people in the store were not wearing masks.
Question. When it was 10% of people not wearing masks, did you get the impression that they all look like you and I?
No.
Oh my God. Every one of them here looks like you or me.
Really?
Holy crap.
Like
yeah.
Bald, middle-aged white guys?
Yep. That's all they are, wearing shorts and, socks with sandals. That's my style, not yours.
Sure.
But oh my God, you walk in, you're like, yep. So when I went to the grocery store today, and we got to be at least 80 to 90% still wearing masks.
I went today. Crazy. I went today, and it was less than 20% today were wearing masks. Wow. Almost everybody is out of masks. Still.
And it's crazy.
Most places here, there's very few places you walk into that you require a mask. My bank, Nobody's wearing masks. Now, the first place that I went to where I noticed it was different was Home Depot. I went to Home Depot that first week where they had taken away the mask mandate. Almost nobody in that store, including the workers. Now, Wegmans, for example, the grocery store here, you don't have to wear a mask walking in there, but everybody working in there is still wearing a mask. They have to wear a mask in order to work there. You go into Target, though, almost nobody in Target wearing masks. Nobody even working is wearing a mask for the most part. So, it's all in the honor system. And they can't ask you, at least nobody's bridging that barrier to ask. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's all in the honor system. And here's I'm going to be the jerk because
not for employees in the state of Washington. We have to.
You can ask your employees. You can ask your employees. You can't ask people that people that are walking in. There's questions about the legalities of that. And nobody wants to be the first one to get sued for it. So I will say this. Here's my take on all of this. If you are not vaccinated and you choose not to wear a mask, you're putting yourself at risk. Now, to a certain extent, you're putting people that are already vaccinated that are not wearing their masks at risk. But to be honest with you, Moderna and Pfizer both have very similar numbers. We're talking about 95% effectiveness. Now, what does that mean? Because there still seems to be a lot of doubt about this. That means that there is a 5% chance, 5 out of 100, which, I know a lot of people. So most likely I know people that are not getting the immunity from the vaccine that they are looking for. So 5% of the people that if get exposed to COVID can actually contract COVID. However, if you are vaccinated, you are 100% guaranteed to not get sick and to not end up in a hospital and to not die. That's the key thing. So if you are vaccinated and you get exposed, you want to mitigate the risk to yourself, meaning, you might get a little sick, but you're not going to be dying and you're not going to end up in the hospital and cost you and your family, tens of thousands of dollars. And you're not going to necessarily be a spreader. Now, there's some conjecture as to whether or not you can spread or not. But the CDC has even said that they don't know. There has not been any way of testing that effectively to even know if you can spread it. I mean, the flu or any other disease, asymptomatic spread is very, very, very uncommon. It requires a special set of circumstances for there to even be asymptomatic spread with a virus. Because generally, if you're not showing symptoms of it, that means there's not enough viral load for you to be shedding enough virus for you to give somebody else the virus. So just by its nature, the nature of virology and epidemiology, it shouldn't be happening. Neither here nor there. No. The fact of the matter is those people that are deciding to walk around unvaccinated, not wearing a mask, they're putting themselves at risk. And I say,
I don't care.
survival of the fittest, man. Survival of the fittest. If you're stupid enough to not be vaccinated at this point, because people aren't dying en masse, right? And there's not one example of a computer chip. Bill Gates is not watching your life. So if you
didn't get your magnets
vaccinated, you're putting yourself and your family members at risk. That is your choice. And if you get sick and you die from it, there you go.
That's what it is.
95%, right in line with what it should be. 95% of new COVID cases in this country right now are unvaccinated people. Unvaccinated.
Yep. And I believe it's 100% of cases that are involving hospitalization.
Hospitalization, yeah, 100%. Yeah. 100%. So every single person you see dying now in the hospital, they are unvaccinated.
Yep.
That's your choice.
And now all your kids can get it. I mean, it's just, and I was reading something today. So I think Vermont is at 60% of 12 to 18-year-olds vaccinated now.
Good.
You want to know who last is?
No.
Just take a wild guess.
Florida. Texas.
Alabama.
Oh, Alabama, yeah, of course.
5%.
I mean,
how can it think about the disparity?
Listen, it's all
crazy.
political lines, man. It's all political lines. It is common knowledge that your Republican states are your most poorly educated states. They are your poorest states. They are your most religious states, and now they are the ones least likely to be vaccinated. Highest number of COVID cases. If you look at the states that actually had more positive COVID cases this week than last week, they're all Republican states. It's Texas, Alabama, Mississippi.
Not all of
Florida.
them.
Where did you say?
Washington State. Yep.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. We're dropping, but we were number one for about a month and a half.
Oh, you were before. I saw that.
Yeah.
I wonder what
which
caused
is crazy. But so if you think about it, we have areas of King County that are over 90% vaccinated already. Seattle was the first large city to get over 70% vaccinated.
Wow.
But we also have cities in that same county that are below 45%. I mean, it's crazy I live in hillbilly town down here, and my God, yeah, it's something else down here. I don't even get it. It's like, why wouldn't you go get your free vaccination? What the hell? Then you can go do whatever you want. Go to the bar, have a party.
It's so ridiculous.
Just
it is
doesn't make
so
any
utterly
sense.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got in a real hardcore political tangent here. So let's talk about the other thing. We're gonna talk about something else that you and I have discussed briefly. We didn't actually cover any details at it, but I'd like to put it out because it's all of our regular people that are watching right now, even though our numbers aren't great tonight.
It's because it took a while to get back.
It took us a while to get back here,
and we're not announcing your marriage either on a podcast. So
Well, clearly she's got my last name in the chat, so it's.
I'm aware.
It's kind of giving that away at this point.
That was what was so fantastic about last time. So
So let's talk about the future of the Gentleman and the Jerk, and we'll do it in a public way with everybody right here because these are our loyal people. These are the people that watch every week. They should have a say in what we do going forward. So we are not ending the YouTube channel. We have no intention of that whatsoever. What we have discussed doing is changing the format a little bit because especially during these summer months when I'm going to be camping a lot and we're going to be traveling soon, doing these live shows is difficult. As you notice, we've had several weeks that we've missed a show because one of us or the other one was doing something or traveling or whatever the case may be. So I was thinking because we seem to be hitting our stride most when we are discussing Disney things, which are very topical and very in the moment. So would it be better, or what would you all think, if we were to very much in the line with some of their Disney vloggers to actually do quick set pieces and then post them as shorter videos that we scatter throughout the week? Some of them would be interactions between Mark and I, much like this, in this kind of a format, but recorded and then uploaded. And then sometimes it would be Mark doing a special. I would do a special. We could do competing opinion pieces. And that would allow me the opportunity to edit some of these things, put them out with a little bit of a cleaner, slicker look. But also give us the free time to, if we wanted to record several episodes up front and then edit them and then upload them in sporadically
chunks,
so that we can do other things. It would give us a lot of different options. What would you all think about that as an option going forward so that we're not married to this Sunday night podcasting every single week?
Well, and here's the other thing too, is we also could do this. We could pre-record it and we could premiere it on Sundays.
And do it as a watch show where we can jump on together.
Right.
And
So
comment
we
and
can,
stuff.
if you're available or I'm available, we can jump into the chat and we can have a nice chat. It would be pre-recorded, but we'd still have that interactivity, which I do enjoy, and I know you like as well.
Yep.
But you know,
we could still do special events.
Absolutely.
Live,
we could do this,
live streaming events. Absolutely.
We can do this
100%.
once a month, you know, and do the other stuff the rest of the time. So we have some options there. So, you know, give us some feedback, put it in the comments. You know, we kind of want to hear what you want to say. Chris is gone for the next 3 weeks, so you know, no choice there. So you know, and that's all right. You know,
well, and I'm not gone for I'll be so next Sunday I'll be home, but it's Father's Day.
Oh, okay.
And my son should be graduating from high school next weekend. So that's a bad.
So how's that going?
It's better than it was. I'm much more hopeful today than I was a week ago. But the next
enough.
2 Sundays after that, I will still be out of town. So I definitely can't. And I've tried to set up some kind of a streaming setup while camping, and it just doesn't work. It's not feasible. So
No, you're out in the middle of nowhere, so it's.
When I go over the Adirondacks,
really
you can't even get internet. Even on your cell phone, you can't get internet. That was the problem 2 weeks ago when I went camping. I brought all my stuff to stream, and I got up there, I'm like, I have no Wi-Fi whatsoever. Like not even data through AT&T. Like I had no signal hardly.
That
at all.
sucks. Well, the only time I ever tried to actually stream, you slept through the whole show. So, you know, I have no luck with that either. That was your fault.
Yeah. By the way, I would like to say, Jeannie mentioned earlier that I'm tan. I am indeed very tan, Jeannie. I've been out in the sun a lot with my running and my cycling and hiking. But I've also got a really good teeth cleaning, and my teeth are just popping on screen right now. I could sit here and stare at myself all night long. I'll tell you what.
I know you can. You know what else is popping on your screen there? That gray hair.
Oh yeah,
there's not very much left. You know,
that's the other thing with the tanning is that the gray, and actually it's white. It's not even gray. The white just kind of pops.
You know,
I'm going to be
it really pops there.
Looking.
You need some Just for Men in that.
That is not true, man. I'm going to embrace the white.
I was going to say I haven't known you that long, 5 years now. Yep. When I met you, you had a man bun, full head of hair, you had flowing locks. I mean, you looked like a teenager in some ways. And now what the hell? I mean, Jesus.
I think Jessica is slowly poisoning me so that she can get all the inheritance money. I think that's.
Is it glass? Do you think it's glass? Is she breaking up glass and
putting in my food? Yeah, it could be that. Or injecting me with something. I'm not sure what it. I mean, she went to ESF, which is like a forestry school, but they do a lot of like botanical stuff, and maybe she knows how to make some kind of an elixir, and she's been slowly killing me so that she can take all of my things and my kids.
All of your things and your children.
And my
children. That would
she's
be very
take
nice.
My kids too.
Yeah, and she's gonna get your I'm sure you have a massive insurance policy on yourself too.
Maybe.
You know what's funny? Now that you say that, I would expect her to be the one that had the massive life insurance policy, not you.
Take it out on me.
She has a pretty important job. I mean, she works for the government. You know, she does things that people actually enjoy. You know, what do you do?
I rub people.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I guess I stand corrected. You're right. You do things that people like better.
I am very important, damn it. I am very important.
Sir rubs a lot. All right, there.
Oh. Anyway, so that's that. So we're gonna do a show like that going forward. I think we're gonna do
Jeannie,
some
you'll never
segments.
see the man enough hair left in his head.
I don't.
Sorry.
I lost you in the middle there. What'd you say, Mark?
Oh, you have no hair, no man bun. Jeannie just said she didn't want to ever see that. So, but she has nothing to worry about.
I don't think Jeannie. I think Jeannie met me after the man bun was off. We can link to a YouTube video later where I was rocking that hardcore. I did the Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party and met Jack Skellington, and Jack and I had an interaction. I had a thick beard and a big top bun. Yeah, it was something, man.
So hey, right before we go, you kind of got me distracted from the cruise line.
What's up?
Are you excited about any of the restaurants?
I'm actually excited. The Beauty and the Beast is probably the one that's got me the most excited. The Enchanté.
Oh yeah, that's all I was trying to do was get you to say that. So
Enchanté.
You're welcome. Yeah,
I will Frenchman. Oui.
Right.
So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Because you and I we did Palo and Remy on the Dream.
Yep. So we did the Remy the brunch.
Yeah, Remy I remembered. Palo I barely remember. That was my birthday. You guys got me Very.
Oh,
very,
you
very
were
intoxicated.
gone before we even got there.
Well, we did the champagne flight at lunch.
Oh yeah.
We did a champagne flight at lunch. Had about 50 more drinks. Although I was still not Genie at the mixology drunk. That was a different.
I wish I
level.
would have gotten to see that.
Oh,
And that was like 2 drinks. That was the funniest part.
No, they
right?
were strong. Jessica was there too. She can attest to the fact that all those mixology drinks were potent, and they were full size drinks. They weren't short.
They got you good. Yeah.
Yeah, and David
No.
David was rocking, man. David was good. Genie turned into
He's a
puddle.
pro.
Yeah, we basically poured Genie back into her stateroom. Sorry to blow your spot up on online, but
All good. All
yeah.
good.
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Marketing the Bees, kitchen updates after going there. Inspiration. Oh, so she's not catching up in real time, but that's okay.
Yep.
But yeah, the mixology class was really good, and then we went. Well, these are different trips, but the one where we went to Palo. Oh my God, I do remember the food. The food was phenomenal. The atmosphere is unbelievable because you're up high on the side of the ship, so you're on the starboard side. You're on the starboard side of the ship. But it's
While
like,
you're talking about that, do you have the deck plans just so we can show where
I
it
don't
is
have
in
the
the new
deck plans.
ship?
I do have the. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I do have
Sorry.
the
Excuse me.
picture of the restaurants. So this
just
is
thought-
Enchanté, and this is the one that's definitely close. Like this reminds me of Remy, I think, more than Palo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is like the
It's-
Remy layout, and then this is Palo looking like Palo. Although this is a little
It's
bit
a
more.
steakhouse now.
It's a steakhouse, right? I saw that. This is, and that's what I had when I went with steak. But this looks a little
We
bit
all did.
more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Contemporary. It's
Yeah,
got
no.
the
No, it's
contemporary
actually
look.
yeah, it is contemporary.
It's
but
almost like it's almost got a little Art Deco.
Art
in the
Deco. That's what I was
background.
looking
Yeah,
for. It's a little
so-
Art Deco in its design, whereas Enchanté definitely has the French the French sophistication.
Oh, no
to it.
question. Yeah. It's new. It's like got that nouveau look to it, but you can definitely tell it's going to be a French restaurant. So
Yeah,
yeah, very
absolutely,
cool.
100%.
I mean, and they're at the back of the ship. So they say you're going to have the same amazing view. You're going to be up there. And then the Rose, which I'm guessing is going to be exactly like the Enchanted Rose at Walt Disney World. Wouldn't shock me at all if it's the same darn thing, same drinks and everything, because they love
Right.
to reuse things like that. So we've got that going. And then did you see what's right next to it? Right next to it is a kids play area. So
What?
yeah, called the Hero Zone. So and then Vibe is right there as well. The teenagers.
Yeah, Vibe is
area
cool. But
too.
Vibe's area is generally sequestered off. If it's even similar to how it is,
not this time.
really,
It's right
more
there.
open and
It's
like
right there. Deck 11
Stupid.
or deck 12. Boom, right there.
Stupid.
So
that's just dumb.
yeah, so which is interesting because they had their own private area and private pool and everything previously. So I guess we'll see. I mean, it's definitely going to be different for the kids and yeah, I mean, hell, it's going to be a totally different experience for us. And I think that's going to be great. Angela just asked if that's where the Compass bar, I believe the bar was called Meridian.
Meridian,
on the
that's with the
Dream.
Rose now, right?
So that is the bar that the Rose will replace is Meridian. So that's going to have the $300, shots of rum and whatnot.
Now,
So-
is that going to be the front of the ship now instead of the back of the ship?
So no, that is the rear of the ship. It's going to be the aft.
So it's going to be
Um,
it'll be right near the Cove Bar, right near the adult area then.
yeah.
'cause the
So the
adult area
Cove
is
bar and
getting moved to
everything's
the
going to be
back.
right above it. Would be on deck
Okay.
13. So right above it is going to be the Cove Cafe. You're going to have the adult pools and everything as well. So
See, I think that's a better way
That's-
to do it. And I prefer
agree.
the after the ship anyway. I prefer looking out of the back and seeing the fantail and all that kind of stuff.
Oh
than-
man, well, and I believe that's where they are on the 2 original ships is on
Okay.
the back, and then they pushed them up to the front on the new ship, on the second generation ships, I guess you'd call them now.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. You're going to have your own your amazing private area. Oh man, and we haven't even gotten to the rooms. We got to talk about the rooms at some point. I mean, they have 2-story concierge,
I
2-bedroom
saw that.
suites, and
$20,000 for 4 nights.
I think the Maiden Voyage, the 2-bedroom concierge suite was for a 5-night cruise was $55,000 for 5 nights,
That's just ridiculous.
and
It's
that's
so
for 4
ridiculous.
people. I mean, so it's like it's nuts. So
Although, to be honest with you though, I was looking at
Crazy.
the cost to go to the Maldives and get not the Maldives. I'm sorry, what
Bora
is
Bora.
that? No. It's actually a Caribbean stay, but it's the one that looks like the Maldives, but it's in the Caribbean. It's a Sandals. There's a Sandals resort down there that looks
in
just
Jamaica.
like what's that?
The one in Jamaica?
Yeah, it's in Jamaica, but it looks just like the Maldives. It's got the cabanas over the water kind of thing. So they do the full butler service. It's all you can eat, all you can drink, obviously all inclusive. And even that for 5 nights was $20,000. So
yeah, and that's crazy.
I'd rather have a 2-bedroom suite on the cruise ship for the same.
I would too. I mean, hell, you don't have to leave. You just sit in the cruiser. I mean, they'll bring you food.
Yep.
You're already good to go. So
yep.
I agree with you there. So it's going to be amazing. If anybody wants to go along, send us a chat or comment after the fact. There are still rooms available. It's about $4,000 for 2 people.
Yeah, it would be awesome to have David and Jeannie there. Would be great.
It's not cheap, but this is going to be. I mean, you're going to be on a fresh ship. I mean, 4 weeks in. 10 cruises to see something new.
Well, also remember too that most cruise ships that sink happen on their first few voyages. So
well, we're far enough, and I float pretty well, so I'm fine.
Sure.
I got a lot of buoyancy in the midsection here, so I'm good to go.
I should be lean and mean by the time we get on that cruise.
I can help you.
Yeah, I'll just jump on your back like.
Oh yeah, okay.
Be like Big Hero 6. I'll just be riding your back.
I was thinking more like the Titanic, but let's not go there. So that's disgusting.
You pay me like one of your ladies.
Oh, did you call me Big Hero 6? Call me a Michelin Man, something like that?
No, what was his name?
Chris?
I forgot his name already.
I don't know, but I'm
you're Baymax. You're actually as white as Baymax right now too. Look at that forehead. You're glowing.
I feel pretty white. I mean, I have burnt legs still, and it still shocks me when I see them. I think something's wrong.
Are you still burnt from Hawaii?
No, they've kind of tanned. They're just kind of turned beet red. They kind of look like the wood in the back of your, on your wall there. They're just red.
Nice.
It's horrifying. So it's fine. I don't do anything, but I either burn. I guess I didn't think I even burned. I thought I just stayed white like a ghost. So
well, I have been manicuring. I've been manicuring my cycling legs pretty hard. As far as the tan lines, I got a pretty good tan line.
Oh, I'm sure you do. I'm sure Jessica loves that.
She does, man. She points it out every time she sees it and calls me.
I'm sure she does. She goes, "What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah, you're stupid, man.
Get some color. Man. You can move it up and down too, so you could get gradients. You should move the leg line up and down. Get like 6 different.
Oh, so you get varied shades.
Yeah.
I don't know how well this comes through on camera. Can you? Yeah, there's that line. Look at that. Look at how sharp that line is.
Oh my God.
Look at that. Look at that.
Yeah. Move it up about an inch and do that for about 2. No. Good Lord. What kind of show is this?
Yeah,
and that's right then is when our viewer count went up.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're in the
hundreds. What the hell? Jesus
Big
Christ.
checks payable to Christopher Hess.
Yeah. I don't know about that. So we got to see a leg. Almost got. Yeah, that was.
That's great. Oh, that's awesome.
I don't know.
So anyway, listen. So in the next week, we have several things that are coming up. Obviously, we've got. And these are the things that we should be talking about on a regular basis. We got Loki. We got Bad Batch. Did you get tickets for? So I got tickets for Black Widow in the theaters.
5 p.m. opening night, Thursday.
Yep.
The 8th, whatever day Thursday. I think is it the 8th? Yeah, the 8th. It's my niece's birthday. Sorry, not gonna see you. You're 20 anyway, so you don't care anymore. But yeah, so we got tickets for the opening night 5 p.m. showing. So
I will have already seen it for 3 hours by the time you finish it. So I'll make sure to post.
He'll text me.
Yeah, I'll text you what happens.
Yep. Yeah. All I know is the only time I ever didn't. I only gone into a movie one time without getting spoilers because I really don't care, and that was Endgame, and I was pretty sure I was going to die in that thing, and my heart was pounding so hard. So I didn't know what.
Well, I'm sure this will not have Endgame level.
No, it's not. We already know she makes it through that part.
Correct, but I mean, and who knows? This might all be a fever dream right before she dies in Endgame, and then just goes through the back of it. But I think there's going to be a lot of stuff going forward. So anyway, we've got that to talk about, and then we can start talking about. We got to talk
Loki
about Marvel.
Is awesome.
The Marvel
so we got to
area
definitely talk.
At
Oh yeah, we'll talk about Avengers Campus. I mean, I'm sitting here trying to put some dates together, get down, see that because that looks super cool. They're really pushing the merchandise for that. I don't know if you've seen that, the little spider bots and things like that.
Yep.
And you can buy add-ons so you can actually get better scores on the ride too.
Oh, nice.
Talk about a cash grab.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about those. I need to pick one of those up and check it out. So
well, I'm definitely taking my oldest to Savi's when we go.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, because he's the only one in the house that doesn't have a lightsaber, so we got to rub it in that. And then Jessica's going to take the young boys over to the droid.
The droids. Yeah, the droids are pretty cool. Angela's got a droid, which is pretty awesome.
I still don't have one yet. I'm upset about it.
I didn't make one. It was so expensive to do 3 droids right there. It was crazy. So, but that's all right. Could have been worse. I don't know where the hell I'd even put it in here. So this room's getting full.
Yeah,
So.
mine too. So anyway,
come
we are
on.
at the 8:45 mark. Let's call this for tonight. You and I should chat a little bit tomorrow evening, and
Yep,
let's start
yep.
putting together some daily videos. Hopefully as soon as maybe Wednesday, because Wednesdays are an administrative day for me. It's a good day for me to edit videos, and then
Well,
the
that's
weekends, of
perfect
course, too.
because this is my Wednesday. I'm off, so
Perfect.
that's
So
great.
you and I can get a bunch of things done on Wednesday, and then even record some stuff after Loki, after we watch Loki, and
Yep.
then
Yeah.
maybe do a quick
And
show like this.
okay, right before we go, what do you think about the show debuting on Wednesdays now instead of
I
Friday?
think Wednesdays are better. I'm a
I
big
agree.
fan of
I
Wednesdays.
agree.
Because think about it
Yep.
too. A lot of people watch their content on the weekends, but this allows a couple of days for the internet buzz to occur to get
Agree.
people to want to watch it. I think that's what drove the day one numbers for Loki, though, broke all of Disney Plus's records, and then
Yeah.
it's going to easily, hands down, be a #1 show for them.
Oh, no question. I mean, I liked the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It was good. This already feels better.
This feels much more like Marvel. I mean, the
It
Falcon
does,
and the
it
Winter
does.
Soldier felt like
It's an action movie.
It was
That's
like
what
an
it was.
action TV
Yeah.
show, and that, but they spent so much time on the U.S. Patriot character or the U.S. agent character
Yeah.
that it took away because you don't feel anything for him, right? And
No.
then even Agent 13 and stuff like that. It just you didn't have the connection that you have to Loki. But watching Loki going through this and knowing the arc that Loki has been on, I think that's really
man.
good. And what
Well,
do
you
we-
got an amazing actor in there too.
Oh my,
so,
dude,
yeah.
his face acting throughout the entire
Crazy.
arrest process and the booking process. But then when he saw
That felt a little Guardians of the Galaxy, didn't it?
Yeah, oh, very much so. But when he saw himself getting killed, when he saw the end of his own life,
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston's acting was extraordinary. So good. You know who else has a single face shot? It's a single monologue on screen, just face acting that is extraordinary. Is Emma Stone in Cruella? Did you watch Cruella yet?
No,
Oh, it's so good.
I will
And
watch it.
I
will
don't
watch
like
it.
most of the Disney live action stuff, and I loved Cruella. Over 2 hours long, and I watched it for the second time last night.
Wow.
It is.
All
it
right.
is
Guess I
amazing.
got to do it.
Yeah. Then the soundtrack is unbelievable. Both Emmas are incredible. It's not like Maleficent, right, where you're watching this story about a villain and you're like, I don't understand how she could become a villain after all this. But in Cruella, you're like, at the end
You
of that,
get it.
the beats at the end of that, you're like, oh yeah, I see where this is going. It's really just spectacularly well done.
Well, I guess maybe
big
I
thumbs
should
up.
watch that. We should talk about that on Wednesday.
That would be another one that we can do a
Perfect.
breakdown. So yeah, I like the idea of getting into like these not breakdown like hardcore Easter egg type of shows, but just like our opinions, our reviews, talk about what's coming up and all that kind of stuff. Anytime news drops, because there's always news drop information on one of the Disney sites or whatever the case may be. We can do quick videos, and I like that 10-minute video format that we can push several videos out a week. 10 to 15 minutes, and then we can do a longer once a week video with you and I talking for 25 to 30 minutes. I think that's the way to do it. But recording them and then editing them later allows for you to have better video quality, for me to do more titling stuff, and so on and so forth. So,
And we both have pretty nice cameras, so it'd be nice to show those off.
yeah, absolutely. Because then you can send me the video file.
Now
as opposed to
we're
streaming
really
through Zoom.
flexing.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. Well, as you can see how
All right.
nice this camera looks tonight. I
Yeah,
switched
you
from my
look
camcorder
amazing.
over to my
With a nice
Sony, so-
bouquet in the background, and
Yeah.
whatever.
Nice
dude.
bouquet.
Anyway, yeah.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for watching another Sunday night here. The gentleman.
God,
Jared,
you can see all your wrinkles too. It's amazing. That's fine. You can see mine too, right there.
Hey,
all
we'll
right.
catch
Hey, have a
you
good night. Gentleman
later
Jerk
this
is
week.
amazing.
We're
the
probably not going to do another live show, I would say, until after 4th of July. So we can still count on one, and we'll put plenty of notice up. We'll start mentioning in the individual videos that we put up when we expect to go live again and all that kind of stuff, so you'll be ready for it. And then we can still post them ahead of time as live videos. But this way too. So the other self-serving, real quick before we jump off, the other self-serving thing about this too is having smaller content that's easily consumable will help us jump up our subscriber numbers, and it'll allow everybody to share videos that are easier to watch. So that's kind of the reason behind all this too. So thank you again for watching, and we will see you guys later this week with our first with our first intro video. It may be like an intro from Mark and I, kind of saying who we are, because we do expect to get some new viewers. So expect a little that, this is who I am and this is why we're doing this kind of thing. But then from
we're not doing this to betray all of you, because we really do appreciate y'all showing
absolutely.
up. So.
And we hope you guys will continue to watch. And like I said, we'll make it a point to do live shows on a regular basis. Just it won't be weekly. It's just not working for either one of our schedules right now. And now that COVID's over, we have more of our normal lives slowly creeping back in. So
got it.
All right, guys, have a great night.
Have a good night.